be a nightmare. Oh my god. So we're streaming on the hottest day of the East's year. I'm pretty sure tomorrow it'll probably be snowing. Just want to hang out. Just want to talk about stuff. I don't think I'm allowed to show guns on live streams. I think that's like a like an instant have federal agents sent to your house offense. Sorry, I'm not used to wearing the mask long term. Oh, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an instant federal agent delivery service if you were to do such a thing. Oh man, it's so weird seeing myself on camera. Also, I'm gonna die from the heat. Actually, Whew. Being a glasses individual, not good. Not good in this environment. I cannot see. Also, my glasses are dirty, and I'm greasy and sweaty. I just got back from the gym. Anyway, let's talk. Let's talk about Christmas. No, let's not talk about Christmas. Let's talk about why it's hot and I hate it. Because everybody hates us. Stop. All right. Seriously though. I don't imagine a lot of people will show up, given this is an impromptu, silly little Funnyman video. Yeah. No one expects the Funnyman to just show up and start ranting about politics. I look like I'm fucking whacked out with wide eyes. Like, let's talk about politics. Let's talk about how both parties are actually one party. Can I leave this tab, or will YouTube, like, explode? Will YouTube explode? Oh, I fade out. That's weird. Well, my script is on Google Docs, and that's on my phone, which I'm streaming from. Oh, well. Oh, my gosh. So I don't know if you know this, but I'm Funnyman. I'm here to talk about how I hate the Antichrist. Oh, I should bring my laptop in here. That'd be smart. That way I can just read off that. That's cheating. I don't know what to talk about now. I think I blew it. I think I genuinely blew it. What the hell? What to talk about? What to talk about? What's this? Poll. Huh. What's this button do? Chat filter. Nope, don't need that. This is my first live stream in like a bazillion years. Hey. Hi, Danny. Would you like to talk about illegal firearms activities? No, I'm kidding. Oh my god, it's a bunch of porn bots, isn't it? I've been duped. I've been duped. I'm under your bed. Oil up? No! Do I do push-ups? Why would I do push-ups? Like the least functional exercise. Why don't you just do, like, what are they called? Bench presses. You can do either wide grip or closed grip. You get a lot better. Oil up. Why does everyone say oil up? No, I'm not oiling up. I look like Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, it's funny. It's not the first time I've heard that. Call your sister? I don't have a sister. Stepdad. No! You're not supposed to know. English or Spanish? Take a fucking guess. Can I join live? No. I'm here to talk about politics. I would like for you to... I don't know if you could tell. But the man in a mask, he wants to talk about politics. Why the face nappy? Because I have a very, what's it called? A job that involves being around a lot of people, and I don't want a lot of people to hear me talk about things that are not part of the public narrative. Am I English? Do I sound English? I mean, I'm part English. No, I'm an American. Hi. I imagine like 90% of these are just bots. Masked cane. Too many words, not reading that. Why are you hiding? I'm not hiding. I'm in a room. A very obvious room. The worst place to talk politics. Yeah, I know, but it'll be fun. Oh my gosh. English or Spanish? English. Let's how do I do that? There we go. Trump 2024, bad idea. I think both sides are kind of retarded, blatantly out and out. Great, politics are fun. I do kind of look like Sub-Zero with this mask. Anyway, Trump is stinky. Both sides are stinky. If I had it my way, it'd be, I don't know, literally no one for president. You ever just want to, like, elect nobody, ever? And, like, guess my age, and I don't care. LeBron 2024, yeah, that'd be fun. 1,000 push-ups and 1,000K. I could not do that. I think no one could do that. Mortal Kombat. Oh, the last Mortal Kombat I played was Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X was fun, but then they released XL, which was like, I think it was like all the DLCs, and like that would have been nice, but I didn't have money at the time. What do I think about religion? That's a loaded question. You have to be more specific. I wonder how many of you in this chat right now are under the age of, let's say 16. That's a very terrifying prospect. That's my opinion on toast. Well, it's like bread, but like you cook it again. And I used to like eat toast and peanut butter and a banana every single day for every breakfast, and that's how I lost a lot of weight. But there's a lot better ways to lose weight, like diet and exercise. A piece of toast with peanut butter on it and a banana is not diet and exercise. It is a very confusing, weak diet that gives you just about nothing you need. You get a little bit of protein from the peanut butter bread combo, giving you all your essential aminos, but like, oof, that's tough. Do I like milk? I love milk. I could fuck it. If I was lactose intolerant, I'd probably jump off a bridge. I'm allergic to peanut butter? Well, then you should probably jump off a bridge. I feel very strongly about peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I'm not wearing a shirt as a mask. It's it's an Oakley, like, neck gaiter. Say a funny joke. I'm on the spot. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a bad person. I'm not a funny guy. I'm a funny man, but I'm not like a comedy guy. I'm not a bad person. I'm just a dude. Chills. Like guns, blood, hiding his identity from the ops. Kinda. But I mean, I don't have any enemies, I think. Unless there's somebody out there who's really thinking about me too often. I don't even think about me that often. Whew. Man, remember in COVID when you had to wear a mask like all the time because we were told to? That shit's getting some memories of that and how uncomfy and not fun that is. What do you think about then? About then? I mean, yesterday? How many push-ups did I do in a row? At one point I could do 55. Probably less than that now. That was about a year ago. I'd say the last time I actually did push-ups as an exercise was probably like last year. But I just bench now. Like, benching is just a lot more fun. I don't want to take off my mask. That's dumb and stupid. Do you like milk? What does that mean? Oh, H-cup. H-cup. Do it. Do what? Do 55 push-ups? No thanks. I literally just got back to the gym, hence why I have like a greasy aura and like disheveled. How much can I curl for 3? Well, the stack was 210, so probably like 220 I could probably do for 3. I have the unfortunate trait of sleeper build also. So you only see it when I'm lifting, which is very sad and embarrassing. It doesn't help that I wear stupid clothes all the time. Like, I just wear like a gray shirt or a black shirt and fucking just like random shorts. My lower body, Jesus Christ, my lower body is like pathetic, weak. Like I do like just my body. I do like 200 squat. That's it. And then I'm like, make it stop. I can't do it. It's too much. I did legs today. and like I'm miserable, dude. Like it doesn't hurt now, but like in a day and a half, I'm gonna be like limping. I'm not gonna be able to get off the couch. I'm gonna sit down in the morning, and I'm gonna fucking flop and roll around on the floor. Should I sign up for the gym? It depends on what gym. If you are like completely new, I'd sign up for like a Planet Fitness. Get their like $10 thing, and just go and see. Whatever you do, don't walk on a treadmill. That's like if you walk on a treadmill, you're gonna end up walking on a treadmill for about 3 days, and then you're never gonna go back to the gym. That's like the most disastrous mistake that anyone can ever make when they go to the gym. Where did I buy my mask? I bought my mask on like Amazon 14 years ago. They probably make this exact one still. Most you can do is 3 for 31 kilograms. What is? I'm quite bad at math. So like when I reload ammo, I have to like get like I'm on my digital scale, but breaking out the fucking calculator every 5 seconds. So 31 kilograms in American units. What is that? What in pounds? What is that? I can't use my phone right now. My sole source of technology in this room is my phone. I imagine that's probably more impressive than you think. When I do legs, I can't sit on a toilet bowl. I'll try to sign up for a gym near me. Don't thank me for the tip. Do I own a gun? I own lots of guns. That's besides the point. I have a legal right to own miniguns because I am an American. How tall am I? 6'3", I think. I'm also 25, so it's not like I'm growing tomorrow. But like 6'3", I don't know. My friend is like 6'4", I think, because he's a little bit taller than me, but we all share that right. Well, you all have the right to self-defense. Everybody, no matter where we're stupid fucking backwater country where they have sex with animals, you still have the right to defend yourself. No matter what. Whew. I'm gassing out. I'm choking on this mask. It's not the most, for a mask that was made for the sun, it does not do well in this, what is it, like 96 out right now, and humid. It's not doing too hot. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of struggle. Yeah, I love going to the gym. It's like a, not like a, I guess it's kind of a de-stressor for me. I'm not a particularly stressed person unless something happens. Like I only really get anxious if I don't know, someone yells at me. Do I like eat the rice? I like rice. I don't do what bodybuilders do and eat white rice and chicken breast for every meal because that's just insane and sociopathic. You're allowed to like season that rice. I don't know if they know this, but you can season the rice: garlic powder, onion powder, curry powder. Ooh. Curry powder is a godsend. It's great. Salt, paprika. Season your damn rice. Literally all of the things I listed, maybe minus the salt. You can add soy sauce to it. Yeah. Seasoning has 0 calories. Asterisk. Not all of it, but I mean, the calories in, calories out is kind of a weak, schizophrenic measure of eating. It's usually portion control. You can eat a giant 0 calorie, or not 0 calorie, you can eat a giant low calorie meal and still gain weight. I'm suffocating. Really hope I'm not getting sick, because I coughed a minute ago, and it was quite painful. I don't get sick often, knock on wood, but yeah. How about durian fruit? I don't think I've had it. I'm trying to remember. Is that the spiky one? It's got like bumps on it. I think I have had it, and it tasted funny. If you get durian in America, you're getting a weird import. Like a strange import fruit, and it's probably, yeah, it smells like fart. Yeah, so I've heard. I'm trying to remember if I've actually had it or not. But like, if I have had it, it was not remarkable to me. Stinky smell. Huh. Oh, I'm tastes like custard. Does it really? I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. You don't refrigerate it generally, or do you? Because, I mean, I wouldn't want, like, room temperature custard. Like, room temperature custard just sounds, like, mealy and, like, gamey. I'm sure it's delicious. I haven't had it. And that I think, unless I have, but I don't think I have. I strongly encourage everybody who goes to the gym, by the way. Be a sweaty, gross mess like me. You look like a dumpy, gross mess after, but like the day after that, you're usually like, oh man, that's great. I should go again. I also encourage, if you have the right to, you should carry and shoot guns. They are fun, and they're very fun to shoot and carry. Oh my god. Ugh. You know Celsius, those beverages with which contain 200 milligrams of caffeine by default, and they're small, like can size. I'm like addicted to them now, which is not good because caffeine is a drug and drugs are addictive. And caffeine, man, it's I really shouldn't be having it, but I do be having it anyway because it's good. Am I hungry? No, I'm not hungry. I just ate. I just had egg salad that I made. I'm sweating. Sweating gross. What was I saying? Better to have a gun and not need it than need it and not have it. Absolutely. One is none, two is one. That's like the classic dogma, where it's like, oh, I own a gun. I'm safe. I don't have to do anything ever again. I don't have to even look at the gun. It's like, no, you probably should learn how to shoot the gun at 10 feet, and then 10 yards, and then 100 yards. If you get those three down, you're probably set for life. If you have... Oh man, that's like a whole new debate. That's a whole new conversation. Like, you should have a rifle. You should have a couple pistols. You should have a couple rifles, a couple pistols. If you're like dead broke and you can't afford things, you should get like a nice cheapo AR lower. What time is it where I am? It's 4 p.m. 4:10 p.m. But yeah, you should definitely get a nice AR, a nice Glock or two, and then go to town with that. Because cheaper ammo, not cheapest ammo. The cheapest ammo is 22, and 22 is not going to perform at 100 yards, like I said. You're going to be a little miserable. 4:14 a.m. in your country. What country is that, if you're willing to share? I would love to know. I refer to myself as Mr. Worldwide like Pitbull sometimes, because I know a lot of stupid things about countries that nobody cares about. Which is every country but America. No, I'm just joking. Seriously. Whew, I'm cooking. Oh, my back. Philippines, your guess? I don't know. Indonesia. Well, that's sweet. Do you know that Indonesia is the largest country, predominantly Muslim, but without a Muslim government? Isn't that neat? I don't know about your calories in, calories out stance. If someone says they're volume eating large portions of low-calorie food, they're still gaining weight and they aren't tracking their calories correctly, or they're lying about their eating habits. Most often, it's the second one. I hate to break it to you, and I know you, so you should know better. The second one is the truth. More often than not, people are lying about their eating habits. They're snacking, and they're not counting it. About Bali Island. I don't know that much about the Indonesian Pacific region, so do enlighten me about Bali. It sounds familiar. The world's a big place, though, so it's easy. I know people like to tease Americans for not knowing everything about every country in the world, but I doubt most people not from America know all 50 states on the East Coast as well as you. Well, that's fun. I hope you're not being roasted alive like I am. Oh, man. I just want to move north. I want to move far, far north. I wish Canada didn't suck. I wish Canada wasn't America's boring hat. Oh, I gotta stop shaking the table. That's that ADHD kicking in. Yeah. I wish Canada wasn't America's boring hat. Because that'd be very fun and nice. The sun is brutal. You're in Florida. Figure. Probably also humid as hell. Probably drink the air right now. Oof. The sun isn't even out right now. Bali is paradise, bro. If it's super hot or humid or tropical, I probably wouldn't be too interested. Just because the gun rights are amazing. Yeah, well, that's dictator Ron DeSantis you got. Thank for that. I'm not a politician fan, but he puts his foot down on gun stuff, which I appreciate. But I'm definitely a single issue voter. But with this upcoming election, I don't understand. I don't know what to do. And I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat. They don't know what to do. What's with the mask? Yeah, I don't want to take it off. That's what's with the mask. I like wearing a mask that makes it hot and gross. Use your higher judgment. All about beaching the girl. I'm not a beach guy. I don't like sand. I know it's like a funny Star Wars. Haha, funny Star Wars. But no, I don't like sand. Gets in the shoes. Gotta go with the lesser of the evils. Yeah, they say that, but they're the same people. It's the same party. They're both probably gonna die in office next term. So, like, for all the pontificating one can do about, like, Trump versus Biden, you're just gonna come to the same conclusion at the end of the day, is that they both suck. He doesn't have a mouth, just a gaping hole. That's what he's hiding. That's right, I do have a gaping hole, but that's neither here nor there. That shit is gaping, let me tell you. Just falls right out. Anyway. You know what I want that I can't have? A SIG spear. Like the legit, like, SIG spear. The new one. The 277, whatever the 6.5 by 51. You know what's weird is that bullpup that the Army was making, or not the Army was making, General Dynamics had. How that just kind of died, despite being apparently just better than the SIG offering, which sucks for me because one, I like bullpups. Time out. I like bullpups, but they suck most of the time, like really bad. The weight is usually all over the place. Why do I need a semi-auto? Because I want to shoot plates or things semi-automatically. Also, I don't need a semi-auto. I want a semi-auto, and I want whatever I want. I'm going to get, whether someone tells me no or not. But no, that's the joke. I need a semi-auto because my government hates me, and your government hates you, and you should be the threat. If your country has a monopoly on violence, what I mean by that is, sorry, I'm suffocating again. Whew. If your country has a monopoly on violence, you are just a subject of a king. Like, it's simple as that. And kings just change their mind on a whim. Like, tomorrow your government decides that, like, oh, your skin is like one shade too brown. You're going to a concentration camp forever. Do I have COVID? No, I don't have COVID. You're going to a fucking hole in the ground forever where they toss sand and dirt on you for the rest of your life and throw rocks at you. Like, okay, no, I'm gonna not let that happen, actually. Semi-auto is basic. I don't see how people see anything more as basic. My government doesn't hate me. They love tax dollars. I've got 38 guns, and none of them are semi-auto because I can shoot. What? What does that have to do with anything? I can shoot better than you with a semi-auto than you can with your fucking, I don't know, lever action or fucking whatever the hell you got, bolt action. I'm gonna shoot a hell of a lot better than you. That's not even an ego thing. I'm just better than you. Yeah, no, I don't even know how many guns I own. A few, some. Probably best I don't tell you anyway, but... You know, I hate to break it to you, but you don't have a government. You have a fiefdom, and you are a subject. I wish I didn't have to jump through hoops for a full auto. Yeah, same. Preaching to the choir. It should just be, you know, normal. I mean, a lot of guns are built around being being fully automatic. Like, I don't know, open bolt guns that perform less than stellar when they're semi-automatic. If they perform at all, like Sterling comes to mind, where it's just kind of like, wow, this is the worst thing I've ever shot in my life. I like it though; it looks cool. But if it was full auto, then it's like, oh, I understand. I get what the Brits were getting at here. But yeah, if you've ever shot a full auto AR, you'll be like, oh, I get it. Whatever government structure I exist under, I thrive under it. Just because I'm adaptive. I'm not a professional complainer. I wish I was a professional complainer because then I'd get paid for it. Do I like fishing? You see, I should. I have lots of bodies of water near me, so I should like fishing. I'm kind of indifferent on it. When I was a kid, I was kind of dropped into the sport, kicking and screaming because I was like 3 and I didn't want to. I wanted to sit home and play Pokemon Red on my Game Boy. But instead, I was forced to go places. So I'm sure there's some kind of traumatic thing to it where I don't want to do it, but I would say I do like. Okay, so I do like fishing. I'll say that. I do like fishing. I enjoy it quite a bit. But I haven't done it. I have a brand new fishing rod sitting in my garage collecting dust because I have not gone fishing. Right now, fishing's not ideal because, again, 96 degrees with 100% humidity. So, probably not wise to go out into the pond and the sun and get not only barbecued but also suffocate at the same time. Do I like cats? I love cats. You turned me on to cats. I didn't previously like cats, but I do now. You can shoot whatever automatic you'd like in a regulated situation. See, no. Most countries say that, like, oh, you can just go to a rental range and shoot a machine gun. It's like, yeah, you can shoot a machine gun, but it's prohibitively expensive to the extent of, like, oh, you gotta take out a mortgage to fucking go shoot an MG42 for 2 seconds and drop a belt of 100 rounds. Like, that's not cool. That's just prohibitive. When the government gets involved with hobbies, then it's not good. I do appreciate you not yelling at me when you're arguing your point. I do appreciate you being patient and commenting one at a time. Shooting one and owning one are not the same. Indeed, you should be allowed to own it, I feel. I see no reason for you not to own a machine gun. Because the common person does not kill people. The common person is quite sane, and they love their neighbor, and they love each other. Do I need water? No, I drink a lot of water. I'm good. That's not hyperbole. I drink, every one of my water bottles is 16.9 ounces, the little ones. Actually, every one of these is 16.9 ounces that I've had since 6 a.m., I've had 6 of them. So no, I'm cash. I'm good. Driving used to be a hobby. Well, yeah, because driving was novel. You could drive maybe on 2 roads and they were interstates. When historically, the first big interstate, like New York, when New York's interstate was opened, it was like people lined up for miles to drive in a fucking straight line because it was like, wow, this is incredible. Here's my beater car that'll die 60 feet into the interstate, but wow, this is great. Whereas if you kind of take that with firearms, it's this completely not really relatable. It's regulated because anyone and their dog has a car, so if everyone has a gun, it needs to be regulated. They are regulated. You get a background check when you buy a gun. You don't get a background check when you buy a car. I can go to someone's house and buy a car. I can't go to someone's house and buy a gun in any state. I know people will say things like, oh, it's unregulated, there's loopholes here, loopholes there. It's like, there's really not. If you want to purchase a firearm, you're getting a federal background check determining whether or not you're a criminal, you have been committed to an insane asylum, etc., or if you are a user of drugs. You also have to fill out forms and paperwork, and in America it's called a Form 4473. So, yes, if you want to argue regulation, you should regulate a car more, because, you can do a lot of damage with a car and a tank of gas. Whereas with a gun, you got a magazine and a dream, buddy. Most people, like I said earlier, most people don't do damage with firearms. They usually just shoot a pile of dirt or garbage or steel. Do you want to be driving on the same road as someone who hasn't been tested in driving safety? You want to be driving someone with 0 insurance. Most people, now this may come as a shock, but at least in the United States, only 30% of people drive with insurance. Whew. Tested in driving safety. You don't have to be tested in driving safety. You have to be tested in driving competency. You pass a very similar test that doesn't change every time you take it. So if you fail the test 13 times, but you pass the 14th time by 1 point, then congratulations, you passed your driving test, here's your driving license, you can go drive into somebody and kill them instantly. Most people don't crash every day. We still have seatbelt laws. Well, there's the thing, is not every state has seatbelt laws. where I live, I do have seatbelt laws, but they also are constantly changing seatbelt laws. So now it went from passenger doesn't need a seatbelt, like your immediate passenger to your right, they don't need a seatbelt, and then it went to everyone in the back seat needs a seatbelt, and the passenger needs a seatbelt. So that's good. You see, that's still, that's the kind of overreach that doesn't really affect anybody because it does nothing but help people. You have weird laws down south. Indeed. Indeed they do. What am I hiding? My face, actually. I don't know if you've looked at the picture right now, but I am indeed wearing a mask that will hide my face. Whew. I'm suffocating. My back is killing me. I just did stretches. Not just, like an hour ago. Did stretches, but still. Whew. I have an Air 4.5 millimeter, an air gun. Those are fun. You can shoot cans in your backyard with them. Why so nervous, pal? I wish I was nervous because then I'd have something to think about. Am I tired? It's getting later in the day, but no, I'm not really tired. Just, well, tired from working out. But I mean, see greasy forehead for results. Did I pay to promote it? Why would I pay for YouTube? Are you insane? Probably popped up in your feed because you searched something related previously. I don't know how the algorithm works. Why did I interact? I don't know. You got nothing better to do. So answer your own questions, buddy. Whew. I'm cooking. I'm really, truly cooking here. Ugh. This is a good argument you had there regarding, what was it? Oh yeah, cars and firearms, because that's a pretty often compared thing. Like, you need regulation to drive a car. It's like, yeah, but there's less regulation on driving a car than there is firearms, and at least in America. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but I'm sure that there's pretty strict regulation on cars in certain countries, especially smaller countries. Favorite color palette? That's very... What is my favorite color palette? Probably... I don't want to say, like, pastel colors, but, like... earthen tones, your browns and greens. Those are definitely up there. Colors you'd see in the mountains. I'm up north where you want to be, probably. I want to be very far north, except not Canada. Canada's too far north. At least governmentally, it's too far north for me. Not sure how you ended up on my feed, though. Couldn't tell you. I'm not an algorithm expert. I just know that the algorithm's evil, and it wants to promote things that you don't care about. Here I am, the thing you don't care about. Colors you'd see in the toilet. Yeah, kinda. I assure you, I would not drop a dime on Google Corporation. They sent me to argue with this fellow. I'm not arguing with you. You can argue with me, but I'm just going to tell you what I know, which isn't a lot. Consider it more of talking. I really wish this house was not 4 billion degrees. What budget optic do I recommend? Well, that depends. Like, do you want optic like magnified optic or optic like red dot? If you want a budget optic, iron sights, be a man. I have astigmatism though, so that yeah. But no, for red dot, you can get there's a specific SIG, the Romeo 5, made in China, of course, but I mean, who cares? At this rate, China makes almost a pretty decent stuff nowadays. But Romeo 5, get a little riser for it, so it's not down too low on your rifle, and your height over bore, not horribly ridiculous, by the way. And then for like a magnified optic, I mean, his eyesight's getting worse. Tell me about it. Not even too long ago, I didn't really need to still wear glasses, but here I am wearing glasses. Magnified optics, I don't remember the Vortex model, but there's a Any of the Vortex LPVOs are decent. Read your reviews, check your local listings, etc. Fred is one of the last people to make optics for the Mosin Nagant. Do you live in Pakistan by chance? Or China? But, no, I mean, the Mosin's fun. The Mosin beats the hell out of you, though. Especially if you have a not good Mosin, you're going to be fighting it. Like my Mosin, I have to beat the bolt to cycle it. Like I have to force it forward, back, down. Like it's a tug and pull. Let me tell you. He lives and dies by the Mosin. I wish I lived and died by the Mosin. When I had a lot less money, I probably would have lived and died by the Mosin. But that was also when buying 7.62 by 54R was cheap. Makes good coin off of making the optics. I bet people really like drilling and tapping their Mosin to put a PU scope on it. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. I'd rather just have the ye old iron sights on the Mosin. Tug and pull. But yeah. I really need to finish my range because the way my range is set up, it's basically set up just to be a flat range with a large berm and targets, where it really needs to have like a cleared out section because it's like woods, then field, and then targets. So it need to like trim a little bit of the greenery to make a long range area, and then have plains and then target, like flat area then targets. So like I have the space and the machinery necessary to do that is there, but like it's hot. I don't want to do it. Not right now. What do I do for work? Crime, actually. I'm actually evil. I don't know if you know this. I commit crime and hurt people. No, it's a joke. I don't want to tell you. I would consider LASIK. I would consider LASIK. It's expensive, though, so be wary. And if you get it young, you're probably going to need it later as an adult. That's what the guns are for? No. No, never. I could never hurt somebody. I've been in fights before, so that kind of makes me averse to fighting or violence. They have lifetime touch-up. Oh, they do? That actually sounds like good. That sounds like really good, actually. I didn't know about that. So that gives me even more reason to try to get LASIK. Well, when you say lifetime touch-up programs, imagine it's like you pay for it once and then they like pay for it for the rest of the time you have LASIK. Also, surgery to change your eye color, but I do not want to do that. You're a professional. 2-year interest-free financing. Really? That's a little extreme. See, if I was going to get major surgery, I'd want to pay for it up front. I don't want to have my check bounce. You know what I'm saying? But no, the same way I felt like when I bought my car. I just paid for it outright. Like, I saved up a lot, which not everybody has the luxury to do. Not everyone has the luxury to pay for a car completely outright, instantly. But I saved up my money. I had good living conditions at the time, so I was able to save and then buy the car completely out of pocket and then drive the car. Not everybody can do that. But if you can do that, if you have the patience and the ability to wait to buy a car, you should wait and buy a car. Bought a used car for $14K cash. See, I did the same thing. Like, actually the same amount, too. It's very good if you can just wait, temper yourself, find a good deal, haggle a little bit if you can, and then get the car used for less. And something I'll probably never do is I'll probably never buy a car past 2018. It's not that I like hate electric cars or something, but the technologification, like the putting of computers into my fucking car, I'm getting sick of it. Like I don't want a computer in the center console. I don't want screens on my speedometers. I just want like analog gauges and gizmos and gadgets. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see a point in, well, aside from like bolstering the sales of like microchip companies, I don't see a point. What's the last dream or goal you've had that you abandoned forever? Oh, I wanted to be a cop at one point, and I abandoned that. That was a good idea. Do I recommend police auction cars? It depends. If it's got 14 billion miles on it, you're probably not a good buy. see is with police auctions is you can get pretty ridiculously good deals for really good cars that have just been like beaten up by people or like drooled on or shit and pissed in. But they usually come with like 150,000 miles without servicing, because they don't really have to regulate their cars the same we do. I had the money, but they showed me the interest-free program for 2 years. I just took the $4K and invested it, used the earnings to make the LASIK payments. That's smart. That's very smart. I don't see a point in buying a new car that will lose half its value loses value as soon as you drive off the lot. Yeah, I have a feeling. You know how iPhones are like disposable now? Like they just make one every couple of years or every year. Like we went from like the 13 a couple of years ago, and we're at the 15 now. And there's like 8 versions in between that are like SE and Max and Pro Max and all that. Like, they do that with cars now. You get it, like that doesn't seem right to me. And like, I'm not a finance expert. I have a hobby of owning firearms, which is very expensive. But the disposable cars is not smart. That's a lot of material you're throwing away. And I know like the companies like cheap out now and use like way cheaper materials than they used to and like source their stuff from like China, blah 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 blah. But that's not smart. I think we should save our money and buy a hybrid car that is perhaps a few years old. The only reason to get a new car is marginal gains in safety. See, that's even debatable, because if you have decent airbags and they're placed in decent spots, they're generally a pretty safe vehicle. There's pretty strict regulation on car safety. I couldn't rattle it off to you off the top of my head because that's not my specialty, but I would say that like anything after 2015 is probably ridiculously safe compared to something from 1975, for instance. They make them to last as long as the warranty. Yeah, see, that's a good point. It's like if you were to buy a car, like a new car, it's like, oh, you have a 3-year warranty. And it's like, okay, 3 years is up, and all of a sudden your car's having fucking codes and check engine light and everything's being thrown left and right. And it's like, yeah, okay, this was kind of predictable. What made me stop wanting to be a cop? I failed the running portion like 400 times, and then the George Floyd riots happened. And I was like, oh, police actually are evil still, huh? See, I'm not too particularly bothered about the value of a vehicle. Like, if the vehicle works, it's reliable, it goes from point A to point B, it gets decent gas mileage, and it's tough, like it's got the torque I need to do what I want to do, then I'm not concerned about the value of the car. Like, if it's a $5,000 car from 1990, then I'd be like, okay, does it work? Oh, yeah, it's a Honda Civic from 1991. It's like, okay, how many miles does it have on it? It's like, oh, it has 50,000 miles on it. It's like, okay, that's good, that's reliable, good to go. 1975 is all steel. If you head on a 2023 fiberglass body, 2023 probably have a bad day. Oh, yeah, totally. That's completely true. You're right, but the survivability is the thing. A lot of 75 cars or 70s cars didn't have, like we discussed earlier, seat belts. And if they did have seat belts, they're racing belts. They only go across your waist. And only the driver had them. If the passenger had a seat belt, it was also just a suicide belt or just a racing belt where it just went across your waist. Those are not safe. I don't know if you noticed, but it's a fast track to getting pretty severe intestinal injury if you have to slam on the brakes and your seatbelt doesn't lock. Not to mention your head goes bouncing off the dashboard or the steering wheel, which did not have an airbag in it back then. So, survivability versus damage. Like, your car will be totaled, your 2023 car will be totaled, but you're not going to die. Whereas your 1975 car, it might be totaled, but you'll also die violently. Why school buses have those suicide belts is because the padding on the seats is there. They aren't allowed to have racing belts if they don't have padding on the seat in front of you. But you were probably too busy licking the seat in front of you to notice that. Why have the worst seatbelt for children? Recall when you rode the bus, I guarantee you did not wear the seatbelt. Most people don't. Although I do encourage it greatly. Definitely have at least a driver's side airbag. It might, but like steering wheel it wouldn't. So, like I said, your head's going directly into the steering wheel. Or, the horn, depending on your height, I suppose, for you differently heighted individuals. You will probably clobber your face, break your nose, or worse, do some damage to your skull. Whew. Hey, this is a fun discussion about cars. I like this. I wish I knew more about cars. It's something I wish I spent more time with my dad. I wish I learned how to work on cars like he did. Lots of old people love praising old cars for being rigid, not realizing it's really bad because instead of your car absorbing the impact, you do. Yeah, see, that's another big point. They started steering wheels and passenger dash, started mandates in like 1971. Okay, good to know. Still, in general, survivability, I still stand by that. Like, survivability is, like, much higher now. You're going to total your car. Your 2023 car will be totaled, but you will survive. Almost guaranteed. The only times people don't really survive car accidents is when they're T-boned. Like, you hit the driver's side door, and your head fucking whips around, and then you die. Or, you know, you explode violently because you just got T-boned. That's fun. Still, yeah, I stand by that. Yeah. Yes, you will probably absorb the impact of a crash in an old car. Like, you are the airbag, brother. You are the airbag. Or, yeah. Does that mean I don't want a car from 1971? No, I would love a car from 1971. My dad drove a 1969 Chevelle, and my God, it is loud. It's obnoxious. It breaks down all the time. But my God, that thing's classy. It's like that eggshell white. If I had $1 billion, I would go over with that and make it as nice as I could. The rigidity of the steel car would also allow the heavier car with more rigidity to plow through the carbon fiber half the weight, therefore reducing impact. See, that's now we're getting into theoretical physics, and you're losing me. But no. I do believe myself to be correct. I cannot support it with science, but I am fairly certain that I am correct. There's a reason why they don't make cars completely out of steel, or like they used to. It's just safer. I'm sure there's a line to be drawn, though. I'm sure, like, you could take a modern car from, like, Hyundai or something and be like, that is not as safe as a car from 1980. But you'd have to pick and choose. Do you prefer manual or automatic? Automatic. No one manual knows how to drive a manual. Very few people understand the nuances of driving a manual, and an automatic usually does it better and faster. Cost. Yeah, cost is the biggest prohibitive to making it all out of steel. You're right. Cost is a big one. But on the same token, I'm still confident. Like, you wouldn't total a car from the 70s as easy. But I'm fairly certain the safety standards are higher, maybe not now, but they were higher after the fact. But then again, if we've learned anything from the Boeing escapade recently, where the door flies off the plane in flight, etc., and they go and assassinate the guy who whistle blew on them, the safety standards are slipping rapidly. Like, nobody cares. Like, we're complacent enough where the oligarchs, the big businesses that actually control things, they can just do whatever. Ay. Too hot. Whew. Yeah, I definitely prefer automatic to manual. Most people can't handle a manual. Most people didn't grow up on a manual. We've reached the point where manual is the way of the boomer. And as the boomer ages out and dies, so will the manual transmission. Well, nowadays manuals cost more than automatics too. Whew. So you're like damned. If you want to drive a manual, you're going to pay more. And you're probably going to break down more. Because, you know, you're causing unnecessary parts wear. Whew. Definitely dipped because companies have figured out how to cheat. Yeah, see? Exactly. Yeah, like, we're run by oligarchs. Like, this country, America specifically, is run by oligarchs. Like, you're gonna get corners cut. Because now that they're in the position they are, like big business, now that businesses are in the position they are, they're not going to give it up. And they pay too much money to the politicians to stay there on both sides. So you're never going to get, like, safety standards returning to, like, a normal it's like achievable perspective. Like your 2012 Camry is gonna take a fucking tank shell, whereas your 2024 Camry is gonna fold when you look at it wrong. Well, that's a bad example. The Japanese cars are pretty good. It's the Korean cars are good too, but American cars are definitely like cutting corners as they're like losing the ability to make halfway decent cars. They're just giving up. Like they're just making shittier and shittier cars every single year. Like I think that what they're doing now is they're just making trucks bigger to compensate. Like the 2024 Silverado is just like bigger and bigger and bigger every single year. And it's like, okay, I'm fine with it being bigger. I kind of like being higher off the ground. But the problem is that it's like it breaks down every 20 minutes because it's a piece of shit and the engine components were sourced from the dirt somewhere in, I don't know, Kazakhstan. Whereas I could buy a car from 20 years or 10 years before and get, like I could buy a 2013, a 2013 Silverado or like a GMC, which is the same thing, Sierra, and you can buy one of those, and it's like, oh, you have infinite parts interchangeability between the 2010s all the way up to the 2014, and yeah, like that's having parts interchangeability with a mass-produced car is a whole hell of a lot more useful than buying your dream 2024 GMC Sierra XL Max BBC. Like that is silly. And the entire thing's full of computers that would break if you fucking look at them wrong. And you can't change the AC without navigating menus. You have a 3-colored foot. What does it mean? I feel like that's like an epithet. What does that mean? Well, I have to drink this protein. I keep looking at it and not consuming it. Remember during COVID when you wore a mask and then you chewed gum while you were wearing the mask and it just like went into your eyeballs? That's painful. Oh, her. Yeah. Neapolitan. Yeah. Her cat has 3-colored feet. They're bigger and bigger, the frame allowance, than the past emissions test, therefore abusing a loophole. I mean, I believe it. Is that true? That sounds completely accurate. You could be telling me bullshit right now and I believe you because it sounds good. But no, I believe it. Uh-oh. There we go. Ah! Wait a minute. Okay, that's weird. Anyway. But yeah, I believe it. Oh, my back. I'm gonna lurch forward like a psycho. You held a pause, but we sound like a furry, so I went with foot. Nah. No small work trucks. Here's the thing. The smaller Toyota model, the one that used to be a single cab, I don't remember if it's the Toyota Tacoma or the Tundra, but that is now the size of like my Sierra. My 2013 Sierra is now the same size as like the old small economy model Toyotas. Like even the Japanese are getting in it, and it's like I just want a work truck. I just want a truck I can put like my 4-wheeler or my dirt bikes in, and it's ridiculous. Small work trucks. Define small work trucks, Andy, because I do believe that he has something specific, probably more like along what I'm thinking, like a either the Tacoma or the Tundra, like it used to be, where it was a single cab with no extension. He probably means something like that. I'm gonna ditch the glasses for now because I'm going blind with how often it's fogging up my glasses. Oof. Oof. Remember when people would just like hold the mask down over their nose? And it's like, yeah, it kind of defeats the point. Remember COVID, everybody? Remember how we all just forgot about that? How come we didn't do anything about that? There's a hair in my mouth, I think. Isuzu and Toyota cab overs. I don't think that's what he means by work truck. I think he means like Tacoma or Tundra. Hold on. Hair in the mouth. I would love a nice Japanese truck, not the little ones that people are thinking of, like the itty-bitty subcompacts that fit through fit through Tokyo streets. I'm talking about, like, Tacomas, Nissans, stuff like that. Like, the Japanese just understand cars, like how the Germans used to understand cars. When I say Germans, I mean West Germans, not the other ones, not the unsavory ones from years before. Those guys didn't understand transmissions. They didn't understand diesel electric power. They didn't understand anything that involved combustion. Anywhere in North America, yeah, there's a stigma against using a little car like that. It's not as safe when, because here's the thing, if Americans were to use those tiny cars, you'd have to erase most cars on the road to be as safe as those are. What I mean by that is, like, you can't, hold on a second, I'm losing my mind here. There's a hair in here. You can't use a small truck like that small, like the subcompact that you're thinking of. You can't use that in North America, or even, just like all of North America, and probably Central America too. You can't use those because you have full-size cars all over the place. Full-size being like American full-size, where they're huge. Those are a lot more dangerous to get hit. Like, if you get hit by that when you're in a tiny car, you're getting obliterated and you're dying completely. Like, instantaneously, you are liquid. If everybody was driving those, like the small cars, we'd be a lot better off. But that's not the situation we find ourselves in. We find ourselves in a situation where the predominant amount of cars on the road are like the 2000s and onwards cars, which are larger and would flatten an itty-bitty. Much as I want an itty-bitty, can't have an itty-bitty. They're all over Canada. Probably still not as much as, like, Asia. Or Africa, probably, as well. Definitely not. That's one other thing. Like, I wish we lived in a perfect world where America could replace its cars with a lot smaller cars. It'd be a lot more economical. I imagine they probably don't get the best gas mileage, just because of their size, or at the very least because they don't have a large tank. Oh, come here, straighten out. But yeah, imagine at the very least because they don't have a very large tank. And most Americans travel a pretty long distance to go places. I'm not talking cars, trucks, cab over a truck in the places people sit over the engine. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, when I say cars, that's what I mean when we're in this context. I'm referring to the trucks where the cab is over top of the engine. Yes, I know what you mean. And they usually have an itty-bitty short bed in the back. You still have a truck bed. You just have to flip the cab up and get to the engine. Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying. I just, I'm not, I guess I'm not construing it very well, my bad. Yeah, those may be inherently safer in other countries, but America has giant screaming death machines on the road where they will flatten you if they run into you. Like, if you get run over by a 2024 fucking Tacoma, you're exploding. 6 feet. Yeah. Like, if you get run over by a 2024 Tacoma and that thing, you're exploding, like, violently and dying horribly. Whereas if everyone's driving those, then you're perfectly safe. I've just received important information. Other countries have semis. Yeah, I know. I have to cut this short. I have to go on a quest to pick up somebody from the store. So, this was fun. Thank you for patiently arguing with me. Oh no, Mom's home. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for patiently talking to me. It was very fun. I enjoyed this. I will do this more in the future. If you want to subscribe, I would appreciate that greatly. You'd be able to know the next time I do this, whenever that may be. It might even be today. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for joining me, and have a good day.